In this video, you'll discover the 8 common pitfalls that might be silently sabotaging your chances of enjoying a longer, healthier life after 70. Have you ever wondered why some seniors effortlessly maintain their vitality while others face daily health challenges? The difference often comes down to simple habits and decisions that accumulate over time. The golden years should be exactly that, golden. A time to enjoy the fruits of your life's work, spend quality moments with loved ones, and pursue passions that perhaps took a back seat during your busier years. Yet for many, this period becomes overshadowed by preventable health concerns. What if I told you that small, consistent changes could dramatically alter your health trajectory? The choices you make today, even in your 70s, 80s, or beyond, can significantly impact your quality of life tomorrow. Research consistently shows that it's never too late to make positive changes. Throughout this guide, we'll explore common mistakes that many seniors unknowingly make. These aren't complex medical conditions requiring intense intervention. They're everyday habits and oversights that quietly chip away at your well-being. More importantly, we'll share practical, science-backed solutions that you can implement today. Stay with us until the end and learn practical strategies that you can implement today to transform your well-being. Your future self will thank you for the 5 minutes you spend learning these life-changing insights. Let's begin by exploring the basics of keeping your body active and properly nourished. One of the most common mistakes people make after 70 is gradually reducing their physical activity. It's a natural tendency. Our bodies may not move quite like they used to. Certain activities might cause discomfort, and there's often an underlying fear of injury. However, this gradual surrender to a sedentary lifestyle creates precisely what you're trying to avoid: accelerated physical decline. Regular movement is absolutely vital for maintaining independence and quality of life as we age. Even modest physical activity significantly improves cardiovascular health, maintains muscle mass, enhances balance, and boosts mood through the release of endorphins. The American Heart Association reports that regular physical activity can reduce the risk of heart disease by up to 35% and stroke by 25%, even when started later in life. Consider Martha, a 78-year-old, who found herself increasingly homebound and dealing with stiffness and mild depression. After her doctor suggested a simple daily walking routine, she began with just 5 minutes around her neighborhood. 6 months later, Martha walks for 30 minutes daily, has formed a small walking group with neighbors, and reports that her mood and energy levels have transformed completely. Her joint pain has diminished, and she's reduced one of her blood pressure medications. You don't need intense workouts to reap benefits. Focus on consistency rather than intensity. Begin with activities that feel manageable, like a 10-minute walk after breakfast, gentle stretching while watching television, chair yoga or seated exercises, or water aerobics that remove pressure from joints. Start where you are, not where you think you should be. Even 2 5-minute walking sessions daily can begin rebuilding strength and mobility. The key is gradual progression and consistency. The second critical mistake involves nutrition and hydration, fundamental aspects of health that often change as we age. Many seniors experience decreased appetite, altered taste buds, difficulty preparing meals, or simply fall into convenient but nutritionally poor eating patterns. Proper nutrition becomes even more important after 70, as your body requires fewer calories but similar or even higher levels of certain nutrients. Without adequate nutrition, your immune system weakens, muscle mass deteriorates more rapidly, and energy levels plummet, creating a downward spiral affecting overall health. Take Richard's story, for instance. At 75, he relied heavily on processed, microwavable meals after his wife passed away. He struggled with constant fatigue, frequent colds, and worsening diabetes. His daughter helped him make simple dietary changes, incorporating more colorful vegetables, lean proteins, and reducing processed foods. They arranged for a meal, delivery service twice weekly, and set up easy-to-prepare breakfast options. Within 3 months, Richard's energy rebounded, his blood sugar stabilized, and he even reported thinking more clearly. Hydration presents another challenge. As we age, our thirst sensation often diminishes, yet our bodies still require adequate fluids. Dehydration can cause confusion, urinary tract infections, constipation, and falls, issues often mistakenly attributed to just getting older. Practical strategies include using a marked water bottle to track intake, eating water-rich fruits and vegetables, setting phone reminders to sip water throughout the day, having a full glass of water with medications, and limiting dehydrating beverages like alcohol and caffeine. Nutrition doesn't need to be complicated. Focus on colorful plates with various vegetables, adequate protein, especially important for maintaining muscle, healthy fats, and fiber-rich foods. The United States Department of Agriculture and American Dietetic Association emphasize that even small nutritional improvements can yield significant health benefits for seniors. Remember that your nutritional needs are unique. Consulting with a healthcare provider or dietitian can help identify specific needs, especially if you have chronic conditions or take medications that affect nutrient absorption. With your body set in motion and nourished, let's now turn to the essentials of mental health and medication management. The third crucial mistake affects countless seniors: improper medication management. As we age, many of us accumulate prescriptions for various conditions. What begins as necessary treatment can evolve into a complex regimen where medications interact with each other in unexpected ways. Medical professionals call this polypharmacy, taking multiple medications that may work against each other or create new problems while treating existing ones. Studies from the National Institute on Aging reveal that adults over 65 experience twice as many adverse drug events, requiring hospitalization compared to younger individuals. These aren't merely statistics, they represent preventable suffering. Consider Eleanor, 82, who visited 6 different specialists for various conditions. Each prescribed medications without full knowledge of her complete regimen. She experienced dizziness, confusion, and frequent falls, symptoms she attributed to just getting old. During a comprehensive medication review, her primary physician discovered several dangerous interactions and unnecessary duplications. By carefully adjusting her medication schedule and eliminating redundant prescriptions, Eleanor's symptoms dramatically improved within weeks. Maintaining an updated list of all medications, including over-the-counter drugs and supplements, is your first line of defense. Bring this complete list to every medical appointment so each provider sees the full picture. Request periodic medication reviews with your primary care doctor to ensure your regimen remains appropriate as your health changes. Using a single pharmacy can provide an additional safety net, as their systems track potential interactions across all your prescriptions. Whenever you receive a new prescription, don't hesitate to ask, is this absolutely necessary? Does it interact with my current medications? Finally, pill organizers or reminder systems can prevent dangerous missed or double doses that often occur with complex medication schedules. Remember that medications should improve quality of life, not diminish it. If side effects are troubling you, speak up. Alternative options often exist that might work better with your unique body chemistry. The fourth deadly mistake involves underestimating the profound connection between cognitive engagement and longevity. Your brain, like any muscle, follows the use it or lose it principle. Without regular stimulation, cognitive abilities decline more rapidly than necessary. Many seniors accept memory lapses and decreased mental sharpness as inevitable aspects of aging. While some changes are normal, research from the Alzheimer's Association demonstrates that actively engaging your brain creates cognitive reserve, a kind of mental resilience that can delay symptom onset even when physical changes occur in the brain. Take Walter's story. At 76, he noticed increasingly troubling memory gaps. Instead of resigning himself to decline, he enrolled in a community college Spanish course, something he'd always wanted to learn. The challenge felt overwhelming. Initially, But within months he noticed improvements not just in his new language skills, but in his overall memory and attention. Neuroimaging studies confirm this effect. Learning new skills creates fresh neural pathways that compensate for age-related changes. You can effectively stimulate your brain by learning a new skill or hobby, like playing an instrument, speaking a new language, or exploring an art form. Strategic games such as chess or bridge provide excellent mental exercise, as do book discussions that challenge your perspectives. Regular puzzle solving through crosswords or Sudoku keeps your problem-solving abilities sharp. Teaching others your expertise in any subject reinforces your own knowledge while creating valuable social connections. And never underestimate the power of engaging in meaningful conversations that go beyond small talk. These interactions stimulate multiple areas of your brain simultaneously. The emotional aspect of mental health deserves equal attention. Depression affects more than 6 million Americans over 65, yet is frequently misdiagnosed or dismissed as a normal part of aging. Anxiety disorders similarly impact approximately 11% of older adults. These conditions significantly impact quality of life and overall health outcomes when left untreated. To prioritize your mental wellness, acknowledge feelings of persistent sadness or worry as legitimate health concerns, not inevitable aspects of aging. Discuss mood changes with healthcare providers openly, even if they don't ask specific questions about your emotional state. Explore both traditional therapy and medication options when appropriate. Treatment effectiveness remains high regardless of age. Many seniors find practices like mindfulness or meditation particularly helpful for managing stress and improving sleep quality. Perhaps most importantly, maintain meaningful social connections that provide emotional support through life's inevitable challenges. The fifth mistake that significantly impacts longevity involves neglecting preventive health care. Many seniors visit doctors only when something feels wrong, a reactive approach that misses the opportunity to catch issues when they're most treatable. Regular health screenings can detect conditions before symptoms appear, when treatment is typically simpler and more effective. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that Americans use preventive services at about half the recommended rate, despite Medicare covering many screenings at little or no cost. Helen, a 73-year-old retired teacher, faithfully attended annual checkups despite feeling healthy. During one routine visit, her doctor detected slightly elevated blood pressure and early signs of kidney dysfunction, both completely asymptomatic. Through early intervention with modest lifestyle changes and careful monitoring, Helen avoided the kidney failure that might have developed had these changes gone undetected. Essential preventive services for seniors include annual physical examinations that establish baselines for your overall health. Regular blood pressure screenings can catch hypertension before it damages organs. Cholesterol testing helps assess heart disease risk, while diabetes screening identifies metabolic issues early. Bone density tests become particularly important for detecting osteoporosis risk, especially in women. Vision and hearing assessments prevent isolation and accidents resulting from sensory decline. Age-appropriate cancer screenings catch malignancies when they're most treatable, and immunizations protect against preventable diseases that become more dangerous with age. To make these checkups more effective, prepare questions beforehand so you don't forget important concerns during appointments. Bring your complete medication list to every visit and be completely honest about symptoms or concerns, even embarrassing ones. Consider taking notes or bringing a trusted friend or family member to help remember information, as medical appointments can be overwhelming. The sixth deadly mistake affects both quality and quantity of life: social isolation. Humans are inherently social creatures, and meaningful connections remain vital throughout our lives. The American Association of Retired Persons reports that prolonged isolation carries health risks comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes daily. Social connections provide more than emotional comfort. They create accountability for health habits, provide practical support during challenges, and offer cognitive stimulation through conversation and shared activities. Unfortunately, aging often brings circumstances that reduce these connections. Retirement, friends moving away, mobility limitations, and losing loved ones. The seventh critical mistake that undermines longevity is neglecting the profound importance of quality sleep. As we age, our sleep patterns naturally change. We may have difficulty falling asleep, wake more frequently during the night, or rise earlier in the morning. Unfortunately, many seniors and their healthcare providers dismiss these changes as inevitable missing opportunities to dramatically improve both quality of life and overall health. Sleep isn't merely rest. It's an active biological process essential for cellular repair, memory consolidation, immune function, and emotional regulation. The National Sleep Foundation has found that adults who regularly get less than 6 hours of sleep face significantly higher risks of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, obesity, and cognitive decline. Perhaps most concerning, chronic sleep deprivation is linked to increased mortality risk across all age groups. Margaret, at 78, had resigned herself to poor sleep after decades of insomnia. She routinely took over-the-counter sleep, aids that left her groggy the next day. During a comprehensive health review, her doctor suggested a sleep hygiene program instead of medication. Margaret established a consistent bedtime routine, removed electronic devices from her bedroom, and began practicing relaxation exercises before sleep. She also addressed an undiagnosed restless leg syndrome that had been disrupting her sleep. For years, within 6 weeks, Margaret reported sleeping 6 to 7 hours nightly without medication, with corresponding improvements in her energy, mood, and even her arthritis pain levels. Better sleep begins with consistent habits. Going to bed and waking at approximately the same times helps regulate your body's internal clock. Creating an environment conducive to sleep makes a tremendous difference. A cool, dark, quiet bedroom free from electronic devices prevents disruptions and reduces exposure to sleep-disrupting blue light. Limiting caffeine and alcohol, especially in the hours before bedtime, prevents these substances from interfering with sleep architecture. Establishing relaxing pre-sleep rituals signals to your body that it's time to transition from alertness to rest. This might include gentle stretching, reading something calming, or practicing mindfulness meditation. If sleep problems persist despite these measures, speak with your healthcare provider. Many treatable conditions like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or medication side effects may be disrupting your rest. Effective treatments exist that don't rely on potentially habit-forming sleep medications. The eighth deadly mistake involves chronically elevated stress without adequate relaxation practices. While some stress is inevitable at any age, prolonged stress takes a particularly heavy toll on aging bodies. When stress hormones like cortisol remain elevated for extended periods, they accelerate cellular aging, suppress immune function, contribute to cognitive decline, and exacerbate nearly every chronic condition from hypertension to diabetes. Many seniors face unique stressors, Health concerns, financial pressures, loss of independence, caregiving responsibilities for spouses or adult children, and existential questions about purpose and legacy. Yet older adults often receive less support for stress management than younger populations. Robert, at 84, found himself constantly worried about his health, finances, and his adult children's problems. His physician noticed elevated blood pressure that medication alone wasn't controlling. After discussing Robert's stress levels, the doctor recommended a senior-focused mindfulness program at a local community center. Initially skeptical, Robert committed to attending the 8-week course. The program taught him simple breathing, techniques, body awareness practices, and ways to recognize and interrupt catastrophic thinking patterns. By the program's conclusion, Robert's blood pressure had stabilized, his sleep had improved, and most importantly, he reported feeling at peace, despite his circumstances remaining largely unchanged. Effective stress management doesn't require complicated techniques. Deep breathing exercises practiced for just 5 minutes daily activate your parasympathetic nervous system, counteracting stress responses. Progressive muscle relaxation helps release physical tension that accumulates during stressful periods. Time in nature has been scientifically proven to reduce cortisol levels and blood pressure. Even viewing natural scenes through windows or in photographs provides measurable benefits. Gratitude practices shift attention from worries to appreciation, creating profound psychological and physiological benefits. Regular pleasurable activities, whether artistic pursuits, listening to music, or connecting with loved ones, create natural stress buffers. For many seniors, addressing existential questions becomes particularly important. Activities that nurture spirituality, whether through formal religious practice, philosophical exploration, or connecting with something larger than oneself, have been linked to lower stress, greater resilience, and even longer lifespans in numerous research studies. We've explored 8 potential roadblocks that could be shortening your life after 70. Neglecting physical activity, poor nutrition and hydration, medication mismanagement, cognitive disengagement, skipping preventive health care, social isolation, inadequate sleep, and unmanaged stress. Each represents not a fixed destiny, but an opportunity for transformation. These aren't revolutionary discoveries. They're fundamental principles that scientific research consistently confirms. What makes them powerful is their accessibility. Each change we've discussed requires no expensive equipment, no rare pharmaceuticals, no complex medical interventions, just informed choices made consistently over time. Your journey toward a longer, healthier life doesn't demand perfection. Small, sustainable changes yield remarkable results. Perhaps you begin with a 5-minute daily walk that gradually extends to 15 minutes. Maybe you add one additional vegetable to your plate each day. You might schedule that overdue medical checkup you've been postponing or call an old friend to reconnect. Each small step creates momentum toward greater vitality. Remember Eleanor, who regained her balance and clarity by optimizing her medications. Think of Walter, whose cognitive abilities improved through learning Spanish. Recall Margaret, whose sleep and pain improved through better sleep hygiene. Their stories illustrate an essential truth. It's never too late to improve your health trajectory. The coming years can be among your most vibrant. Many seniors report greater life satisfaction in their 70s and beyond than in earlier decades. Freed from career pressures, more confident in their identities and focused on what truly matters. By addressing these 8 potential mistakes, you position yourself to fully enjoy this rewarding life stage. Take a moment now to reflect on which of these areas most resonates with your current situation. Where might small changes yield the greatest benefits in your life? Perhaps it's establishing a gentle morning stretching routine, scheduling that postponed checkup, or creating a consistent bedtime ritual. Trust your intuition about where to begin. The philosopher Seneca observed that life is long if you know how to use it. Your awareness of these 8 potential pitfalls puts you ahead of most people. Each day offers new opportunities to make choices that expand not just the length of your life, but its depth, meaning, and joy. The journey toward longevity isn't about postponing the inevitable. It's about living so fully in each moment that a longer life becomes the natural outcome of your vibrant engagement with the world. Starting today, what single step will you take toward that vibrant future? Your life's most rewarding chapter may still lie ahead if you avoid these 8 deadly mistakes and embrace the practices that foster true vitality. Your journey to a longer, healthier life begins with the very next choice you make.